Alright, today I'm gonna be talking about my testimony again, and no, let me talk with more energy in my voice so you can actually understand what I'm saying. But I'm gonna be talking about my testimony again because the last one was watered down, very watered down. I'm gonna give you every detail. I don't care anymore. I really don't. So it starts off in fifth grade. 2 months. It was 2 months. It was fifth grade going into sixth grade after that, right? That 2 month break, I started wanting to grow closer to God. But then something happened. I started falling into lust. I developed a corn addiction. I can't really say the real thing. And I developed a lust addiction, and it was horrible. I always felt like I wasn't good enough for God. I always felt like I was always failing. I felt like worthless. I felt useless. I felt like a piece of trash, I felt horrible. I didn't, to the point where, I didn't even want to live. Like, but that was it. Like, to the point where I didn't even want to live for it, right? One night I actually attempted, but I couldn't really bring myself to fully do it. One night I tried to, hold my breath underwater, but I didn't really do that. And other nights I just went downstairs and then I opened the drawer and I took a pointy object. Use your imagination with this, but I took a pointy object and I just held it here, or just like, to my stomach or my center of my body, basically. And I would just think about it. I would just think about it. I just sit there and just think, is it worth it? Should I do it? And I never did it. I never, had the guts to do it. So I kept living. I kept going, and I kept falling in lust, and I hated everything. And yeah, I still fall into lust today. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I still fall into lust today. I fall into many sins that I used to fall into back then. And I still feel some things that I used to feel back then. I'm still depressed sometimes. Sometimes I'm still sad. Sometimes this happens. Sometimes that happens. I'm a normal dude. I'm a normal dude. And I would pray to God after falling into sin, but I always felt like he was just silent. He was silent, And another thing, I didn't really have anyone to talk to at this time because first, no one would understand, because in today's society, who gives a rip? Who gives a rip about God anymore, right? And if I went up to someone and said, "Bro, I'm struggling with my relationship with God and it's really taking a toll on me," they would be like, they'll be stumbling over their words and everything, They'd be like, I don't know how to help you with that, because no one would really understand. And I didn't really go to church at this time either. And I felt like no one would care. So I lived this out all on my own. That's why I, broke so much, because there was no one I could really go to about how I felt. And that's why I wanted to take my own life. That's why I tried. And yeah, I have went through a lot. Also, there was a season, earlier this year, and I was feeling the same things then. Felt like I wasn't good enough for God, and I just wanted to give up on everything. Even today, like, I want to pursue my dream of basketball, right? Today, we took a crushing loss, like a really, really crushing loss, to the point where I don't even feel like saying it because it's so embarrassing. But, took a crushing loss, and I was thinking like, how can I get better? But then I'm just thinking like, you know, there's so much stuff I have to tend to, this, to that, homework, this and that. I have to tend to my relationship with God and stuff like that in these videos, and there wasn't really space for basketball. I mean, and also I can't even go anywhere by myself. I'm not old enough, you know. My parents say I'm not old enough. Yes, I am 11. Also, keep in mind, I was 11 at that time when I tried to take my own life. You know how crazy that is? And yet, everyone feels like they know exactly how I feel when they don't. Everyone downplays how I feel. If I try to go to someone in this house right now and tell them that I'm feeling down and I'm feeling this way, they're going to downplay it. They're not going to take it as serious because they think I'm just this kid, 11-year-old boy. But they will not take it serious. So I've been alone for a long time. I know this feeling of loneliness, you know, way too well. And so many times God feels silent, so many times. So I'm just stuck there by myself. And at times I start contemplating again, you know, trying to, you know, and it's bad. It's bad. Another thing is that I feel like I feel worthless sometimes, you know, useless sometimes, you know, maybe a hypocrite sometimes. Because first I feel like I just can't meet up to everyone's expectations. That's why I get stressed about a lot of these things, because I feel like I just can't, you know, be good enough. Like, I couldn't be good enough for God sometimes. And sometimes I feel like I can't even be good enough for my parents. Like, a lot of high expectations are held on me, but no one could ever understand how that impacts me, you know? Because once again, they downplay how I feel. A lot of people downplay how I feel. And that hurts, you know, that hurts. More than you can imagine, that hurts a lot. And another thing is, I just look around sometimes and I see all of these happy people, these people that have a life full of sin, that have a life that, you know, isn't depressing, you know, but they don't really follow Christ. And I just sit there and I'm just like, am I doing something wrong? And it's killing me, man. Like, all these kids around me, they got whole girlfriends, they got, you know, people to talk to when they're hurt, they got this, they got that. They have so many things that I don't have that I wish I did. They have many things they have that I wish I had, but I don't. You know, I want to have some of the things that they do, but I feel like I probably never will, you know. First, I said the first thing that they had was girlfriends. I feel like I'll never get that because, you know, sometimes I'm annoying. And look at this face. I feel like no one could love this face. And second, I feel like they have people that they can talk to. I feel like I don't have that either because everyone downplays how I feel. And also, you know, no one understands. No one could fully understand besides God. And when I talk to God, I don't feel like this presence. Everyone feels this presence and all of this, but What about me? I don't feel that. I really don't. I'm being 100% honest with y'all. I go out here acting like I'm this real child of God and this and that, but if you looked at my life, you'd see like, dang, bro. You know, I go out here and I try and preach to y'all good things, but at the same time, these good things, they're not even in my life. Like, for example, I tell y'all to trust in God. I tell y'all to have faith in God's plans. Yeah, I have such a hard time doing that. I can rarely do that. I tell y'all to pray and read your Bible. I have a hard time doing that. I can rarely do that. So I feel so hypocritical, you know? I feel horrible about this. And everything just feels kind of like it's falling apart. I have a lot of work to do. I have expectations to meet. Um, there's much sin in my life. There's people I envy. That's another sin. But I don't really have anyone to truly talk to, and I don't know. Well, that was a little bit of my testimony and stuff like that, but yeah, I'll see y'all later.